There was a man, once fierce, once unstoppable. The kind of guy who had it all figured out. At least that's what the world thought. He had the job, the car, the house, and all the shiny things society tells you are supposed to make you feel like you've made it. But deep down, he was empty, cracked, slowly falling apart. You see, he didn't lose it all overnight. Oh no, life doesn't work like that. It's sneaky. It chips away at you piece by piece, little by little. One disappointment, one missed opportunity, one betrayal. He didn't even notice when the fire inside him started to flicker, when the grit, the hunger, the purpose began to fade. But then came the moment, the breaking point. It hit him like a freight train. Everything he'd built, everything he thought he was, it crumbled. He lost his job. His relationship fell apart. His so-called friends scattered like rats. And there he was, standing in the ruins of the life he'd tried so hard to build, staring at the wreckage, wondering, what the hell happened? He fell hard, deeper than most, not just into failure, but into doubt, into fear, into that dangerous place where you start to believe that maybe, just maybe, this is it. Maybe you're not good enough. Maybe this is who you really are, a loser. Maybe all that success, all that strength was just a fluke, and now the universe has decided to show you the truth, that you're nothing. He spiraled. Days blurred into weeks. The man who once walked with purpose now slumped through life, broken. He drowned himself in distractions, anything to numb the pain, to forget the feeling of failure that gnawed at him every second of every day. And for a while, he was lost, completely lost. But here's where the story takes a turn. Because this man, he wasn't like the others who stay lost forever. Deep down, in the pit of his soul, there was still a spark, a tiny flicker of the fire he once had. And one day, sitting alone in the dark, surrounded by his demons, something inside him snapped. He realized that no one was coming to save him. No one was going to pull him out of the hole he dug for himself. If he wanted to rise again, if he wanted to find himself, to become more than this shattered version of who he once was, then it was all on him, no one else. So, he made a choice, the hardest choice of his life. He chose to fight, to get up, even though every muscle in his body told him to stay down. He chose to face the pain, the fear, the doubt head on, instead of running from it. He stopped blaming the world for his problems, stopped looking for someone else to fix his mess. He owned it. Every mistake, every failure, every wrong turn, he claimed it. And with that, he started to claw his way back. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't quick, it was brutal. Every step forward felt like a war. But that's what it takes to find yourself again. It's not about the external stuff, the job, the money, the image. It's about facing the darkest parts of yourself, the parts you've been running from, and saying, I'm not scared of you anymore. He started rebuilding, piece by piece, and not the same way as before. No, this time was different. He wasn't interested in the facade, in playing the part society expected him to play. He wanted truth. He wanted authenticity. So he worked on himself first. He dug deep, found out who he really was without all the bullshit. He trained his body, sharpened his mind, and learned to stand on his own 2 feet. Not because someone else told him to, but because he chose to. And slowly, that flicker turned into a flame again. He started winning small battles, getting up early, sticking to his goals, cutting out the people who didn't support his journey. And each victory, no matter how small, reignited that fire. He found strength in himself he didn't know existed, resilience he had never tapped into before. But here's the kicker. The man who lost everything, he didn't just find his way back to who he used to be. No, he found something better, something unstoppable. Because when you've been to hell and back, when you faced the abyss and clawed your way out with nothing but your own two hands, you come back different, stronger, harder, unbreakable. The man who once let the world define him, who once crumbled under pressure, he no longer existed. In his place stood someone forged by the fire, someone who didn't need validation, didn't need approval, didn't give a damn about what others thought. He was free, finally free. So what's the lesson here? Simple. You're going to get knocked down. Life is going to take its shots, and sometimes it's going to hit harder than you think you can handle. You're going to lose yourself at times, but that's not the end. It's never the end, because you have a choice. You can stay down, let the world tell you who you are, or you can get back up, look in the mirror, and decide for yourself. You can find that fire again. You can rebuild. Not to be who you were, but to become someone stronger, someone fearless. You didn't come this far to quit. You didn't survive all that just to roll over and die now. Number. You're a fighter. You're not meant to live in the shadows of your mistakes. You're meant to rise above them. Find yourself. And when you do, never let the world take that from you again. Now listen carefully. Life's going to keep throwing punches, keep trying to break you. But if you want to walk away from this with power, if you want to rise above it all, you've got to get ruthless. You've got to get hungry. I don't care how bad it's been. I don't care how far you've fallen. Get up. Because when you do, you become unstoppable. This is your moment to rewrite the story, to turn your losses into fuel for your rise. And if you're ready to claim that power, if you're ready to join a movement of warriors who don't flinch in the face of life's hardest battles, then hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the Midnight Alpha, where the weak get crushed and the strong get stronger.